Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something interesting. I'd like you guys to take a look at this guy over here. I'm gonna read it for you. It's about this video I did about Final Fantasy 14 back in the days. The real reason why Final Fantasy 14 is more popular than Guild Wars 2. Yeah, that video I did. I think it was last week or last 2 weeks. I forgot. So this guy, which I think is a Final Fantasy 14 player, and I think it's a veteran player, not quite sure, but the fact that he actually really got angry at me makes me believe he is a veteran player. So this is what he says. Wow, your argument is full of shit. Even the Guild Wars 2 veteran like Wooden Potatoes agrees that Final Fantasy 14 is a much better game. Okay, I did not know that. Guild Wars 2 has so many flaws. Okay, if you say so. You're just in the honeymoon phase until you see what. Sorry, that was just funny actually. You're just in the honeymoon phase that until until you see what has plagued this game for years. Okay, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. You're just in the honeymoon phase until you see what has plagued this game for years. Well, maybe if you can tell me what it is, I would fucking know what you're talking about. But right now you're kind of, you know, making me you're just speculating. Like it would be great if you just fucking tell me what it is. Like what is it that's plaguing? Also, no one wants a game filled with N-word and hate speech like WoW. Oh, and the N-word, yeah. The N-word for the black, N-word. And hate speech like in WoW. So this guy is hating World of Warcraft and hating Guild Wars 2. So he's definitely a Final Fantasy 14 veteran. Nothing wrong with banning those kind of people. Maybe a racist white guy like you want it because you are so against TOS. Okay, so you're being presumptuous and arrogant and directly attacking me on my channel, and now you're calling me a racist white guy when I'm not even a white guy. But thank you very much for the argument, I guess. I don't know. It's just fun. I just like whoa. I was about to ban this guy, but because it's kind of because I want you guys to see like how Final Fantasy 14 veterans are in reality. You know when I said in my video that they were plastic? Here's your full witnessing, your full evidence. You guys want to screenshot this if you want, or even copy or download this video because this will be an epic. This will be the time when you know, like, oh, that's what it is. So Final Fantasy 14 people are, well, they're not all like that, by the way. But guys, I'll be honest with you. Since I've been doing Final Fantasy 14 videos, back in the days, I was like, I forgot when, but when I started doing videos, nobody ever welcomed me. Nobody from Final Fantasy 14 veteran players never welcomed me to the game. But Guild Wars 2, I was full. There was like I think 7 people who welcomed me to the game. And also, I never had this kind of comment in any of my Guild Wars 2 videos. But this guy comes out of the blue and start to attack me and call me a racist white guy. I'm not even white. It's funny that I find it funny because usually I would ban these people, but no, I'm in a, I'm in like I'm in the I'm in a stance that maybe I should maybe I should leave it there so everybody can see, you know, like what Final Fantasy 14 is really. Because when you go in Final Fantasy 14, there's a lot of good players, by the way. I'm not saying everybody's bad, that's for sure. But a lot of them are plastic because of the Yoshi P. No, Yoshi P is actually a good guy, but I guess he had issue with toxic people in his life, which in a way is why if you were to be really like a bad like toxic in Final Fantasy 14, he would ban you, and it doesn't matter like like there's a lot of people who got banned in the past. That's why Zepla actually did a video about banning and stuff that for some reason, hey, again, for some reason, Final Fantasy 14 are now re-editing, not re-editing, but like what's the word? They are like re-updating their banning. If you go in Zepla channel, yeah, you guys know Zepla. Well, if you don't know Zepla, she's one of the Final Fantasy 14 most popular YouTuber, I would say. And she made a video, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, about Final Fantasy 14 re-updating their banning terms and policy, because what I mean is like they were banning so many people that so many people complain, and they were afraid that people start leaving the game about because of their banning and toxic, and because of their very strict terms and policy. And that's one thing I did not know until I played the game. And a lot of players, even when I did dungeons in Final Fantasy 14, people were like plastic. Like nobody was talking. Some of them would be happy, but half of them would be, I don't know what's the word. When they're silent and they're gonna say something. You feel they're gonna bash at you, but they don't do it. That's the thing. I forgot the word. It's well, plastic, I guess that's what it is. Because they are afraid to be banned because of Final Fantasy 14 harsh and strict procedures. Oh yeah, I mean I've been playing the game for 30 days, and I've been playing intensively, and I kind of like a lot of features like crafting. Crafting is so fun in Final Fantasy 14, but gathering is super mega fun as well. Housing, glamoring is fun. The only thing is that it's too plastic. It's too linear. Like I feel like the thing I hate the most, to be honest with you, is you have to do main quests for everything, and also the lore is kind of, I don't want to say it sucks, but it's boring. Like I did the quest for many different, like I did a class like different classes. I tried everyone's classes, but the lore now I'm gonna go straight for. I didn't want to say this because I was afraid to hurt no Final Fantasy 14 players feeling, but now that I'm getting these kind of comments on my channel, I'm gonna be super raw and super straightforward. The main quest story in Final Fantasy 14 is boring as shit. It is boring as shit. I mean, fuck, like it was so boring. Like first of all, the pirate, you guys know that there's a pirate storyline. Like you understand 20% of what he's saying because they use like because the dev used a pirate slang. Like when the pirates talk like, hey, you want by it all mean but you want chop it all like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm trying to fucking enjoy your story. I don't even know what you're saying. And even Asmongold, he when he saw that Asmongold, like if you watch Asmongold old videos when he actually did the pirate storyline, like I forgot which class it was, but he was like, "What the fuck? I'm not gonna read all this shit." Even him, because why? Because the dev, whoever is behind, who's in charge of the storyline, I don't know, man. It's really bad. The main story quest is really bad. The only way you would enjoy the storyline is if you're a true hardcore fan of the Final Fantasy, franchise. If you really like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I love Final Fantasy 7 and 10, and 13, I believe. The one, yeah, wait, 13. Yeah, and yeah, I think it's 13 if I think. Well, anyway, I like the Final Fantasy 10 is by far my favorite. Is by far my because of the lore, the story, the music, the environment, the gameplay, everything. Final Fantasy 10 is the legendary game Final Fantasy that nobody can beat. Now that's for the present moment, but if I were to choose the best of all time, maybe I would choose Final Fantasy 2 because that's where the first time I saw Final Fantasy 2 when I was really young, I kind of fell in love. I almost fell off. Like I was like dreaming of having that game because of the story. I can still, I could still play it today. I'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna play it and record and make a video because I just want to refeel the nostalgia, feeling of Final Fantasy 2. It's so. I don't know what to explain, man. You guys know what I'm saying. You do know what I'm saying. If you play Final Fantasy 2, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I remember." Yeah, of course, man. You know the part when Abel, no, not Abel, when the main character was sleeping at the beginning because after he destroyed a village or something, and then the princess or his friend, she came in the room and said, "You know what? You did nothing wrong. It was I think what did she say? I forgot what she said. She said like you had to do what you had to do, but don't feel that you need to be blamed about it. You know, I was touched. I was fucking profoundly touched, and that's fucking Final Fantasy 2. That's not even fucking Final Fantasy 14. Are you guys feeling me right now? This is Final Fantasy 2. And I was fucking profoundly touched by a fucking story in a fucking Super Nintendo game. How the fuck can that be? Because the dev from Final Fantasy, the whoever is in charge of doing the story in Final Fantasy 2, they knew what they were doing. They were good. They were like proficient in making a story. Do you understand what I'm going? That's why as many Final Fantasy, I understood. There's something I understood from what is it Square Enix is that they keep changing. Fucking, I think the main. I heard that the dev or somebody left the company, like the musician, the composer left, the story guy, not the story, the guy who did the script and the story. They a lot of people left, you know, so they replaced it with other people, like other dev, other like game dev, you know what I mean? And then when you reach Final Fantasy 14, and even when Final Fantasy 14 launched, it was pure garbage. People I played I think I played the game when it launched, and I played it for 15 20 minutes, and I uninstalled it right away. That's how garbage it was. That's I don't know. Like how can you do MMORPG if you don't know where you're going? Well, they made a big mistake and they learned from it. They came back and they made it better. But now I'm saying better in a sense that it's better for Final Fantasy hardcore fans. But if you're like not a Final Fantasy hardcore fan and you play the game, you'll be like, what the fuck? The story sucks. Like the story really sucks. I'm sorry. I did not want to say this at all, but since I'm getting these kind of fucking messages here, which also I find it kind of funny, I'm gonna be fucking raw. I'm gonna be fucking raw. And there, like I said, I've never had any Final Fantasy 14 veterans saying hi to me when I start doing videos. You can see the playlist of my Final Fantasy 14 videos. I had a lot of videos. Some of them, I think one of them have 15K views. I never boosted that video. People just watch that video. Like, I'm just doing it for fun, and people are watching my fucking videos, and nobody ever says welcome to fucking Final Fantasy 14. Nobody. And also, I had a lot of other veterans from that game who actually bashed me on my other videos in Final Fantasy 14 because they disagree with what I said. I think I banned like approximately 10, not 10, maybe 7 to 10 Final Fantasy 14 veteran players. They really bashed me like even harder than this, even harder than this. Maybe I should have kept it and just screenshot it and I don't know, I don't know, talk about it. But the thing is, I'm a guy when I don't like drama usually. You know me, I'm the kind of guy I'm like the easy going guy. Like the second you bring drama to my life, I just throw you in the garbage. Technically, that's what I used to do. Like the second I would see a comment that gets on my nerve or something that is irrelevant or something that is just to piss me off, I would usually ban you. So because I don't want to go through the circle of replying, he replies back, I reply, he replies back. That's fucking childish. I don't have time for this shit. Or I could just leave it there just so that you guys can see it. But I'm gonna allow this guy to be here. If you guys want to go on this video and comment, hey guys, go. All right, this would be so funny. All right, all the Guild Wars 2 player watching this, go to this guy, reply a little something, but be nice. Don't be a douchebag like him. Be nice. Say something nice and funny. I just want to laugh, guys. I'm gonna give a like. There you go. You guys, Guild Wars 2 were all about having fun and being a bit. You know, the thing about Guild Wars 2, if you're a brand new MMORPG player and wondering if Guild Wars 2 is really garbage or really fun, I've been playing MMORPG for 16 years, specifically World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is good in certain aspect. Final Fantasy 14 is good in certain aspect, but Guild Wars 2 is good in every aspect. Now, you don't have to believe my word until you play it. This guy said, Guild Wars 2 has so many flaws. You're just in the honeymoon phase until you see what has plagued this game for years. If there was something that was very bad in Guild Wars 2, because I played this game now for like 45, 50 days, almost 2 months now, and I haven't seen anything that really pissed me off. Let me see. Let me think. Let me take a second to think. Well, there's only one thing that really pissed me off, and it's yeah. Well, It's the issue recently that happened. For those who don't know, there's a person who actually. I don't want to talk about it. No, I don't want to talk about it because it's finished. It's done. Uh, no. What really pissed me off? Let me see. Well, there's one thing that I've noticed. Well, there's many things I've noticed, but the biggest thing I've noticed is the gear. Like gears is irrelevant until you reach level 80, because the cooler gear you get is really at level 80 or 79, I think, or anything that is like that you can purchase in the auction house, like the trade market. Like there you don't have any like nice gear below level 80 technically, because I was looking for something nice, but there's nothing. Like in World of Warcraft, you have some gears even like low level, like level fucking I think 20, level 18, level fucking 14. Like you have low level gear that is really well designed. And some people would actually farm those low, like there's one low level gear that is literally level 2. I think it's a level 3 or level 2 gear. It's called the barbaric set or something like that. People are farming that fucking skin in World of Warcraft. Even I was farming for it because it's so fucking nice. Can you believe that and then when I was looking for the price in the auction house, it's fucking like they would sell it for like 20k gold. Like what the fuck? Why would you sell a fucking level 2 gear for 20k gold? Because it's hard to get. First of all, the drop rate is super mega low, and also nobody wants to go farm it, and it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying, guys? Well, anyway, it's not a big deal. It doesn't affect me, but it's something I've noticed. Like I was looking, where's the gear? Like the gear, I'm like, the reason that the Guild Wars 2 do it this way is because they want to, well, they want to make sure you go to level 80, you play the game, you enjoy it, and then if you really want to go the extra mile and get in the game of the fashion war, then you need to work your butt, to get the gold to buy the skin, or you can go in the gem store if you want to, if you want to buy the sets or the whatever, if you want to buy gear in the shop, but that's not because the game Guild Wars 2 is free to play, guys. Don't forget that. Guild Wars 2 is free to play. So there will be limitation to what they can give for free. Do you understand? So I accept that. You need to understand that in order to accept this way of playing. But apart from that, I didn't really see anything that really displeased me because the gameplay the gameplay is so intensively more fun. It's more fun, more complex. Like I like when it's complex, because it makes you think. It makes you strategize. It makes you want to find a way to play better. To upgrade your gameplay. And also, you know what I mean. So this is something Guild Wars 2 is prominent about. The gameplay, the way every classes are unique, like seriously fucking unique, and also they're more. I think the classes are more beautiful than Final Fantasy 14 classes, because in Final Fantasy, oh my god, I didn't even talk about that. See, I didn't want to talk about it because since this guy is leaving this kind of comment, I'm gonna say it. Final Fantasy 14 classes are shit. You don't believe me? Just go on any video on YouTube and look at any YouTubers that will present you the introduction of the classes. Tell me which one you like, cause I swear to God, the only one I like for some reason is the little girl. I forgot what is Lala Faye, whatever. She's the only one I like, and you know why? Because she's unique. She's the only unique character in the goddamn fucking class, and she's the only one that what is it? That stands out. Every other character classes are garbage. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. They're garbage. I did not want to say it because did not want to hurt people's, like Final Fantasy 14 players' feeling. But since you guys are actually fucking attacking me like this freely in public, well, I'm gonna be fucking raw. Final Fantasy 14 classes are garbage, and seriously, I sent a ticket to the dev like, can you guys do something more, I don't know, unique? Like, can you guys create a character that's more like, I don't know, charismatic? Because all the classes they all look alike. Even the giant guy he's ugly. He's not even. How the fuck? Why? I don't even know what you call him, but he's a gigantic. He's like a, like the Char, but like in a human form technically. But he's ugly. He's so ugly. Even if you have high what is it, high graphic settings, he's still ugly, man. The human class, they're neutral. They're neutral. They're like regular. I wasn't like appealed. Like you see the human in Guild Wars 2, she's hot, she's sexy, and I even wanted I'm even dating Vanessa. Vanessa is my, ranger, by the way, my range. I'm even dating my AI. I'm so in love with my character classes that I even name her Vanessa. I have another one. Her name is Kit Kat, and the other one is Katrina. I have three girlfriend in fucking Guild Wars 2. I never had any girlfriend in fucking Final Fantasy 14. So I just want to let you guys know that if I had to choose a game, it definitely would be Guild Wars 2. But when you say something is plaguing the game for years, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about because I haven't. I'm a kind of guy that I'm very keen when it comes to like like things like secrets, like things that are like that people don't see technically. And I would say that Final Fantasy 14 is the one that has the most flaws I've seen in any MMORPG so far. Because right now, you see, I'm gonna tell you another thing since you're here. Right now, Final Fantasy 14 is number one ranked in top MMORPG. That's because of Asmongold, like I did said previously in one of my video. But the thing is that when because World of Warcraft Blizzard right now is actually working on a brand new classic expansion. I don't know what you call it. It's like I think it's called Classic Renew or Classic Fresh, something like that. I heard something like that. And this is getting a lot of hype right now. So what's gonna happen is that every WoW players from who actually joined Final Fantasy 14, they're all gonna leave Final Fantasy 14, and they're all gonna go back to World of Warcraft. So what's gonna happen to Final Fantasy 14, you say? Well, it's gonna be like a regular game like any other game. Final Fantasy 14 is not the best game. So by far, it's the best game if you are a Final Fantasy 14 hardcore fan. Are you guys feeling me? I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy 14. I'm not a fan of World of Warcraft. I'm not a fan of Guild Wars 2. I'm a fan of MMORPGs. You understand? But if I had to choose right now, is Guild Wars 2. Now, does this mean I'm gonna go back to World of Warcraft? I don't know, and I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Unless the only reason I would go back to World of Warcraft is if the community in Guild Wars 2 start to bash me like him. If I see that the community start to bash me like him, I will definitely go back to World of Warcraft where everybody's already jackasses. Because if I am to be treated like shit, then I might as well go back to World of Warcraft where people are actually treating me like shit. But as at the same time, I get battlegrounds that I like. I get other things that I like, and everybody's there. All my friends are there. I have a lot of friends in game, and I didn't even say goodbye. Are you guys feeling me? I love Guild Wars too, but I highly doubt that I would switch to something else unless everybody start bashing me. I don't think that's gonna happen. I hope not. Well, I hope not. Anyway, just saying. What was he saying? I'm also laughing so hard when you said Zepla made a video about PvP after you made a video about it. Yeah, yeah. You can laugh about it, but the thing is this: it's really coincidental that after I made a video about PvP, because Zepla, she's a popular person, and no, she would never, I don't think she actually watched my video, but I just find it coincidental that she made a video about about her enjoying PvP out of the blue right after I made a video about how PvP sucks in Final Fantasy 14. I just find it coincidental. Are you guys feeling me? Just because you're popularity doesn't necessarily mean that you're not gonna watch videos from like unpopular YouTubers. Because the thing about okay, you know what? I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna throw it all out. A lot of Final Fantasy 14 players are insecure. And why do I say that? I'll give you an example. I made a video last 2 months ago about an Star Wars anime. Do you guys heard about the Star Wars anime that came out recently by Disney? That like Disney actually asked a Japanese studio to do a remake. Well, not a remake, like to do brand new episodes of brand new stories of Star Wars, but like with kind of like Japanimation style. I watched that season. I stopped at season. Sorry, I stopped at episode 4. I love episode 1 because it started good. But the thing about this brand new these brand new episode is that every episodes are different. It's not consistent. It's not a storyline that follows. Basically, every episode is one individual episode. So the first episode is a story. It started with a story that's very good. Like I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. But then when you jump to episode 2, it's an entirely new story. So all the major character, the major the main characters from episode 1, they're not there. So I was like, what the fuck? Then you jump to episode 3, same thing. All the main characters from episode 2 are not there. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was like, what the freaking fuck is this shit, you know? So what happened is that I think the idea behind this, unusual constructive type of, I don't know, unlinear, episodic freaking Star Wars is that they wanted to experiment and see if people would like it. So it's kind of experimenting. So they are experimenting if people would like Japanese style Star Wars, along with individual stories, unlinked individual stories per se. Are you understand what I'm saying? And me personally, I don't know. My feeling was mixed. I like the first episode only. To be honest with you, I really was intrigued about the hero, the guy with the saber, the lightsaber. I forgot his name, but he was fucking awesome. I was like, oh, I hope this gets better. This really gets better. It was like Ninja Scroll. You guys like Ninja Scroll? I love Ninja Scroll. And yeah, so basically the main character in episode 1 was like fucking epic. He was fucking epic. And the thing is that I never got to see him again. And even worse, the other episode was like so like it was so weird. Like if you guys watch it, I don't want to spoil anything, but just watch it. You'll be like, what the fuck? If you're a true Star Wars fan, like a hardcore, not like a regular Star Wars fan, but I mean, if you are a hardcore Star Wars fan, you will understand what I mean. And my feeling was, well, I'm a hardcore. Am I a hardcore? Let me see. Yeah, I would say I'm a semi hardcore. But I do love Star Wars. Like basically, if I watch Star Wars, I could watch Star Wars every day and I wouldn't get bored of it. That's how I love it. That's how much I love it. My favorite is Star Wars 5, by the way. Well, I love them all. 4, 5, 6. It's just that I love the 5 because of the romance. With Han Solo and Princess Leia. Yeah, I'm so sad that Princess Leia passed away. Well, Princess Leia. I mean, well, I have a blank. Forgot her name now. Fuck. Okay. Well, Princess Leia passed away, so I have to watch Star Wars 5 in order to, remember her. I'm like, no. No, sometimes I cried. No, because I cried when she passed away. I was like, fuck, man, that's and her mom just passed away like a few days later. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Well, you know what? Maybe they passed away, but they live a beautiful life. That's how you have to be. You have to see when people pass away, you have to remember what they did in life. Because even though people passed away, I don't think they really, really die. Their body dies, but their spirit is always around us. That's how I see it. That's my personal perspective of dying. Because when you die, the body dies, but not the spirit. Because see, when you are born in an avatar. Are you following me? So right now you think you're a human. You're not human. Human is a word created by humans, I guess, in order to define what you are after your spirit comes into an avatar and say, "Hey, look at that, I'm human." Okay, what's a human? Well, you are human. I'm a human. Yeah? And you are human. Yeah? Okay. We're humans. Yay! One big happy family. Like what the fuck, you know? So you guys understand what I'm going right now? We're like playing, this is another thing I did not want to well, I don't talk a lot about this because this is too much voodoo, like not voodoo, but like it's too much like over the top topic, kind of thing. Nobody likes to listen to that because people don't care. People, I don't know, like I care. I do watch a lot of like paranormal activity shit, like UFO shit and the purpose of life, the creators, the Bible, not the Bible, but like like the over the top shit that nobody talks about. I like those shit. I don't know why. It's just intrigued me because when we die, where do we go? Um, there's a place, where you have like a Bart Simpson, bar where you can drink with Homer. Oh, really? Oh, fuck, I want to die right now. No, I'm joking. No. What the fuck am I talking about? So yeah. So anyway, what? Yo, let's continue this guy. I'm also laughing so hard when you said Zepla made a video about PvP after you made a video about it. I'm glad that you laughed so hard because I like to laugh myself. Do you think she cares about a random nobody like you? I don't think she does, but I think you do because if you didn't care about me, you wouldn't have spent all this time to write this comment. Because if I am a random nobody, like why would you take the time to write me a beautiful long comment? So basically, this guy's contradicting himself. I understand that he's angry the fact that I'm not being pro Final Fantasy 14, like I'm not pro Final Fantasy 14. And I understand that, but the thing is, I wasn't bashing. Like I was being, objective about what I was talking. The real reason why, yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. It's relative. So, like I said, if you're a Final Fantasy, like I said, Final Fantasy 14 players in this game, the majority of people are insecure. And if you don't believe me, look, I'll show you something. No, I'm not gonna show you anything. If you go on YouTube, um, there are a lot of Final Fantasy 14 veterans. They start calling World of Warcraft players, like, they start calling us WoW refugees. So if you go on YouTube and you type um, no, Final Fantasy 14, and then you type WoW refugee, you're gonna see a lot of Final Fantasy 14 veterans calling us WoW refugees, and I really dislike that because when you do that, like we're actually fucking bringing revenue to your fucking game, and you're using condescending fucking words to welcome us. But the thing is, because these people, they live in a special world. I don't know how to explain this. They live in a, like this. You guys know Comic Con and cosplays. I go there to take pictures because my little brother, he goes there every year, and I'm a photographer, so I'm always taking picture of him. Which gets a lot of views, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, the community is very like, hi, how are you? Like, okay, I'm glad that you're nice, but can you stop the act? Can you just be fucking human, and stop like, hey, I like your costume. Oh, hi, I like your glamour. Oh, look at the. Ah. One time I asked this girl, can I take a picture of you? She almost fucking bitch slapped me. I'm like, hi, can I take a picture of you? She's like, I'm not done yet. I'm not finishing putting my cosplay on. And she stared at me. She glared at me. I'm like, whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. And she was like, I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And then I was like, awkwardly, I just walked away because she was very beautiful. Her cosplay was fucking beautiful, but she was not finishing putting something on. I don't know. And she got angry at me. I'm like, are you guys feeling me? What I'm talking about? People are putting an act. They are putting a mask in order to welcome you. This is exactly. That's why I fucking left, because I don't like being in a fucking theater, like in a movie. When I play a game, I want to be myself. I talk the way I talk. I do what I do. People like me for who I am. Then if you welcome me for who I am, I will play your game. You know what I'm saying, guy? So, and that's only, yeah, in a cosplay. And there was another, what is it? There was another girl. Oh man, oh man, this one is a good example. She was hot, like fuck, she was butt naked almost, and I want to take a picture with her because she's been taking picture with like thousands, like hundreds of, no, like a lot of people. Like I saw everybody wanted to take a picture with her, and I was the last one. And when I asked her to take a picture with her, she was like giving me those rolling eyes face, like, oh my god, okay, here we go. And I was like, sorry. Do you not want me to? I don't know. You look so happy a few seconds earlier. Like, why would you be like bitchy suddenly and like rolling your eye? I don't know what the fuck is going on. I felt awkward taking and then when I took a picture with her, when my brother took a picture of me with her, she actually left without saying thanks or anything. She just fucking, I was like, what the fuck? I hate these people, these plastic people. I really hate. Yeah, I really hate these people. And to confirm that people are like that, like you just have to read this comment. People are fake. In Final Fantasy 14, they're all fake, and yeah. In Guild Wars 2, what I like is that nobody's fake. People, they're like more like genuine. They're more like relaxed. How can I say this? People are relaxed. They're more like I don't even like if you PvE. Well, I suggest you start PvE in Guild Wars 2, but you'll see that nobody's like harassing you. Nobody's being toxic. People are helping you. Everybody wants to help you, and people are welcoming you. I don't know how to explain it. People are welcoming you. They even welcome you in your YouTube. If you do YouTube videos, they even welcome you there. Like what the fuck? People are not plastic in Guild Wars 2. That's the big difference. So yeah, guys, I just want to talk about this today, and I know that you're gonna. I know a lot of you is gonna come and reply to him, but be nice, guys. Don't. Just be nice, okay? Because we want to show that we're better people. I'm already imagining some of you writing a long, 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 long statement like. I'll be laughing my ass off. No, but it's okay, guys. Everybody's entitled of their freedom of speech, and yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? Let's be nice to him, guys. All right. And Final Fantasy 14, like I said, it's a good game if you are willing to play with the game, and like if you're willing to accept some like major flaws, like being in the plastic community. Like they are plastic, to be honest with you. You'll see by yourself if you don't believe me. If you don't mind, the dev banning everyone who's toxic, then you may like it. And if you don't mind a storyline that sucks, because the storyline is really bad in Final Fantasy 14. Like literally, it was so bad that I had to skip. Like at a certain point, I was skipping everything. I didn't even care what the people would say. I would like skip, 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 skip. Just give me the fucking because the thing is that they're forcing you to do the storyline in order to progress your class. So I was a white mage, and in order to get past level 50, to get my level 51, 52, 53, 54, no, I think it's 52, 54 spells, I had to pass the main story quest, level 50 main story quest, which I haven't passed because you have to do sub quests like raids and shit. That you had like I think 40 quests to do before you can actually start doing your white mage level 50 quest to get your fucking level 52 spell. Are you feeling me? I was level 72, by the way. I was level 72, by the way, and I still haven't had my level 52 spell just because I haven't done the fucking main story quest. So, because the dev, they are forcing you indirectly to do the story quest. But in Guild Wars 2, I don't fucking have to fucking do a fucking specific DLC or specific expansion. I could fucking just farm if I want or just PvP if I want to reach level 80 and get all my fucking spells. That's the one major thing, about Guild Wars 2. So when he says there's a lot of flaws, when he says Guild Wars 2 has so many flaws, you're just in the honeymoon phase on to see what's at. I think that Final Fantasy 14 is the one with the most amount of flaws, despite the fact that you have some good features. Because if Final Fantasy 14 was so good, why did I wouldn't have left it. I'm a 30 years veteran video game player. I know what I'm talking about. I know when a game is good and I know when a game is sucky. And Final Fantasy 14 is good for a specific type of people. You need to be the only way you would really enjoy the game, I say, is if you are a hardcore fan of Final Fantasy 14 franchise, like a hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video, and please be nice to this dude, and let me know what you think. Please like, sub, comment, share, and I'll see you in my next vid. Cheers.